have new overalls. Do you like? If you're a woman on Instagram that follows outdoorsy stuff, you will have seen them. They're called Acai, and they've very kindly sent me a pair. Anything waterproof around here is a must-have. No lamb pee proof or afterbirth proof. Any of the proofs I'm going for. Actually is just trial by work, and if they survive, good. So Roy's just feeding out. Can you see the bales we were putting in? How many stones are in? That is crazy. Don't get that in the silage, just in the bales.
After sleeping on the floor, I go and slipping out the door. Before you see my face, I'm slipping out the door. Before you see my face.
So I am just heading to the field just to check the lambs and the sheep that are outside. The weather wasn't that bad last night compared to the night before, and the water seems to have receded a little bit in the beck, so hopefully they were lying a little bit drier. So there's a lamb that I want. There's actually two that I want, but yeah, there's one lamb that I want. The other day I tret it with its eye, do you remember? Anyway, it seemed to be getting just the same, and then all of a sudden yesterday, if you watched the video halfway through, I went, oh my god, that looks terrible. That was the lamb's eye. I forgot to video it. Can you see the one with the really nice funny coloured tail? It's its brother that I want. So I'm just gonna, the troughs are through there, so I'm just gonna feed these sheep here and hope that the mums bring the lambs over and then I can jump on it, because I'm not very good at chasing them in a field. Oh my god, the sun's coming out. Why don't you look at my new dungarees?
But it didn't mean it didn't matter to me. Like taking steps is what I had to do. Cause a journey separated from a life that we had made. It was the one and only thing.
So I've just found this lamb and it actually wandered up to me, which in itself is a little bit bizarre. Look at this. So its eyelashes are turning in on this house, which is a really Texel-y thing to do. But then again, it's of a Texan woman, a Dutch spotted dad, so it would carry some of those traits. I'm going to take it in and just have a treat of it because, like I said, it's not actually, look at that. That's not nice. That's not nice at all. So I'm going. You might be thinking, what's this useless little pocket for? It's for quad bike keys, obviously. Oh, I'm so grateful you're here. Bless you, baby girl. I'll not take that cat for granted ever again. Just gonna push some barley in my new dungarees. No, I joke. If you want some, there is a discount on them. I think it's Acai Shah, something like that. I'll leave it in the comment section so you can find it if you want to buy your wives, your girlfriends, or you yourself want to buy some very waterproof thing. Mass muck out at Roy's dad's house today because we didn't do a right lot yesterday, so that's really very boring and I'm really sorry. There's not much fun, there's not much machinery. I will, however, in a little while inject a lamb in its eyelid. Yeah, I'm such a good person to watch. Yeah, I can just see why you're all sat there watching me. So I'm just going to grease the grab up. It was new in 2001. I think it was about 1,200 quid, Roy said. He said it's been a really good piece of kit. This is pre-me. Like, this is a long time ago. I moved in 2009. So it's a slew tick. It was made a couple of miles down the road at Kendal, so it's very local to us. It's never put a foot wrong apart from this here. This little gusset here didn't exist. And at some point when it was pretty new, the whole thing just kind of came away. And you can see, took it to the local agricultural engineers and they've put these little triangles in and they've kept it absolutely perfect ever since. So it came new with a 753 Bobcat that Roy had before this one, and then before that one there was an old yellow New Holland that was here. So Roy is horrendous, always has been, ask his dad, really bad for greasing stuff. It can screech and go when it's closing and he somehow manages to turn his ears off to it. Yeah, it's quite amazing. It's a bit of a talent, I think. So I suspect this has probably seen very little grease. The grease gun was in the car, so I just thought, wait, hey, I'm stood here doing absolutely nothing because it's raining. Roy's crushing some bar. So when he bought this, this was going to mean that he was going to grease things all the time. All the time. Honestly, it was going to make such a difference to his life. He was going to become top greaser with this. Safely tell you that that did not happen.
It's all gone wrong. Did you expect to be the one who got away not being hurt? This love is all gone wrong. If it was meant for you and me, then I'm sure God would make it work. It's all wrong.
There's something quite satisfying about doing this, you know. So we've got a really naughty sheep, and these are the stocks here. So me and Roy are going to take him back now, and he's going to show me without breaking his neck how to set them up and stuff. Thank you.
Red talking about how we step back from the lamb in this town.
I can. Yeah. So this little lamb here is inside because I have just been out into the pens to look at its mum to make sure she was letting it suck, and it isn't. So this is the one that we wanted to get the stocks for because its mum is not a very good mum. She won't let them suck. She just keeps walking away. So this is the result of her walking away. The lamb's weak, it's lethargic, it's dehydrated because when you pull its skin, it sinks back really slowly. So I have just tubed it. It's not as bad as it looks. It's gonna be fine. It just is warming underneath the lamp. Oh my God. You know, yesterday we had a heron because we were so wet and absolutely waterlogged. Well, today we've got a pair of ducks. Actual real life ducks. Loving their life. Mr. and Mrs. Drake. So I'm going to attempt to set the stocks up. I've never seen any before, and I've never set any up before, but I'm going to have a bash. Roy's just going to fill the silage trailer. Watch your space. Could be upside down, could be backwards. Meh.
So I'll be strong and let out a sigh. It was nice to meet you. The pleasure was all mine. Just don't go feel blue about me walking out on you.
So we're a pin missing. This is years old, so there will be something missing. And it basically goes in here. It's a little bit long, so I think I might take a grinder to it. This is one of the IE ones, but it's got a bend in it anyway, so it would have been a pain to put in the hurdles. Can you see these two pins right at the back in the corners here? They've also been lost over the years, and me and Roy cleaned a barn out the other year here when we first got here, and we found them and we thought, oh God, they fit like perfectly. They're probably from the same sort of thing. So I'm just gonna... That's where I want it. Obvious thing to do when you're in a sheep shed is use sheep marker.
I walked out on you. This is the way it had to be. Please, can you forgive me?
Okay, so she can't run away now, that's it. And there's two feed things here. So as you can see, that lamb has jumped straight on. Very nice. Come on, have a go, good lamb. So this goes at the front, and I'm going to give her a bucket of water and a bucket of hard nuts just to encourage her to, like that, stand. Because she is the most awful little sheep. Nasty, nasty sheep. So there's a lamb dying in the kitchen because of her. And there's also this one here. As you can see, it's trying its best to jump on. So they've been topped up by me, but they've never really got onto the mum. So there is little lamb. Sucking, sucking, sucking. Trying to find it. So I've closed this pen off which actually is a bit of a pain in the ass, if I'm perfectly honest, because it's a space that we needed. Because the weather's meant to be horrendous tonight, so I'm not turning these out until tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, they can go out. Ordinarily, I'd feel sorry, but I've just taken a lamb in, half alive. I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry. So, my lamb with a sore eye. I need a very tiny needle, and I do have some very small syringes and very small green there. I think green's probably the thinnest I've got right now. Like literally, can you see how tiny the needle is? I want some Betamox. And I'm literally going to get somebody to hold the lamb really still and inject a really small amount in the eyelid here. We are mucking out the calf area in the handling system, and apparently, oh my god, the noise! If I don't get distracted, who he thinks he's talking to, I'll never know. I'll be back in time. He's overestimating my skill, to be fair. Like, ball. Remember, you have a ball. Ball. Meow! Merlo power!
So I'll be strong and let out a sigh.
So I've just obviously been really stupid and clambered across the yard in this, but it's actually quite flimsy and it's missing two of the nuts and bolts out of it. So I found two which fit, but like these have got like dodgy heads on. Like you'd think they're a 19, but they're not. They're maybe a 16. I don't know, they're a bit dodgy. But anyway, I'll stick them on, and hopefully that'll firm it up a little bit, because it is actually, to be honest, it's in decent nick, this feeder. It's fun when you move. Let's just pretend this is my arm. I've all of a sudden gone quite masculine.
And got tattoos.
And got tattoos all of a sudden. Karen's here! Flange! How do I get one without a flange on? He's trying not to laugh. Look at him. Right. It's really funny when two people have the same thing and they don't work the same. Or whether there's something wrong with mine, I don't know. Right, when my boom is completely in, as you can see, like 100% in, this light comes on. Right? And then I travel, I do everything with it in. Roy's a bit more daring and would do things with it slightly out. So all he does when he gets in it is he does that by that much even, and it turns it off. So then I'm on the blower to Ollie, who says mine doesn't do that. I don't think it's meant to do that. So that light, I don't really know what it's for. Roy thought it was because we have a lot more weight on ours, I suppose, than Ollie would have on his. So he would have his bucket on, whereas we've got like the adapter plate on, and then we've got a shear grab on, or the adapter plate and the bucket. He thought that maybe ours was a bit more like somehow balanced out because of the weight that we've got on it. But honestly, I just don't know. It's really strange. Whether it's like the wires are the wrong way around, because I presume that's the light that comes on when it's too far out, not too far in. But it's not, it's coming on when it's too far, when it's really far in, when it's on. Because if you watch, so I'll pull it right in now, and the light comes on, and I'll push it out, and the light goes off. Yeah, I don't understand. Anywho, I'm about to inject a lamb in its eyelid if you don't like gruesome things. It's becoming a habit, this, isn't it? If you don't like gruesome things, please look away now.
That's the
There, that's what it's meant to be like.
We've got the dog as well.
Yeah.
Toys and bones
That's
and all
better.
sorts.
Me and Cam are going to take spare snack feeder out to the field and give the sheeps some snack. Rufus isn't showing off at all on his bike. He's doing like drive-bys. Meow. Our dog Trey is doing what Emma Grace did, and it reminds me of a programme we watched about Cheshire Police, and they were telling people when the first thing they did when they got the dog transporters is drill a hole in the bottom where the spare wheel went so that the dog pee drained onto the road. And that just reminds me of that. We need to very carefully drill a hole in the corner just to let all that water out, because there's no way of that water getting out at the minute. And I have just got a wet bum. So these trogs, Sullivan's Farm trogs, these trogs are some that I made last year, and I'm going to get on the bike because I'll get really dirty otherwise. But yeah, I'm going to just go and get some New Yorkshire board and make them again. So I'm just going to take the spare schnacker out to the... Oh my god, how did he lift it up and make it look really easy? It's so heavy. Oh, ready. 1, 2, 3. Did you see that? Did you see that? Schnack. Look, I've got waterproof pants on.
Can't you forgive me?